Hey guys, Eric here with Ready Motorsports. Just doing a quick video to show you how to assemble your Sniper 2200 kit when you get it from us, so you know exactly how to set the linkage up, everything like that. But first, we're going to give you a little a peek here at everything you get with your kit to show you how complete this is. You're not going to be doing a bunch of runs to your local VW shop trying to get this job done. We've made this one just as complete as possible. So come take a look at it real quick, and then we're going to show you how it all goes back together and get you running on your car. Okay, here's your kit as you will receive it from us. Let's start with the basics. Right here is your 2300 Sniper, 2-barrel EFI unit right there. ECU is all contained inside the unit. The injectors are inside. Everything's kind of built inside to it. Everything plugs into it. It's kind of a plug-and-play system. There's not a whole lot to it. The manifold is the Redline Weber progressive manifold, and we like this manifold a lot because the manifold preheat doesn't just go across the bottom like the cheaper manifolds. This preheat actually goes up to the base of the throttle body and back down. So that's going to work great. Cold climates, everything like that. You know, if you go turbo, obviously you're not going to do that because I've never seen anyone run the preheat risers on a turbo motor, and you're compressing the air anyway. So typically you're not going to run the preheat on that, but that's the manifold we include with it. We've got a 6-inch round paper element air filter that goes right on top. We've included all your intake manifold gaskets, your preheat gaskets, your intake boots and clamps and everything. So when you pull your old manifold off and you pull, you know, the end castings off, you're ready to go, put it all back together. Of course, you get the 3.5-inch touchscreen display that we load up with all of our tunes into it, but you can also do data logging, all sorts of other things. You can make your own changes to the unit over time if you'd like. Full adjustability through that, no laptop needed. You can connect a laptop if you buy the adapter cord and all that, but really not needed. You got your Holley instruction manual here. Make sure you follow all of the instructions for installation from there that you don't see covered in this video. This pretty much covers everything else. Main wiring harness, super easy to install. You've got red and black goes straight to battery. Blue goes straight to the fuel pump. You've got the fuel pump relay already built into the system. Pink is your key on power. We've had no problem just going straight to ignition coil positive for this one. And then tach signal right there. There's your RPM pickup for your EFI. Just go negative side of the ignition coil there. And that's all you need. If you're running a CDI ignition, you would instead connect this just to regular key on power. Don't hook it to the coil then, because most CDIs are running, you know, 480 to 540 volts to the coil. So if you're running a CDI, don't do it that way. Connect that to key on power, and then connect this to your tach output of your CDI box. This other harness here, this is more for the water cooled guys. That's for hooking up cooling fans and AC kickdowns, things like that. You're really not going to mess with that. And then you got some nice split loom that you can use to clean up your wiring real nice. I would refer you to our Sniper 1100 install video to show how to do some really cheap and affordable shielding on these wires and then cover it with the loom so you don't have any RFI issues down the line. We also include a 12-foot CAN extension cable, so you can actually mount this all the way up at the dash. Even on a VW bus, you're going to get that screen all the way to the dashboard for you. You got your wideband O2 sensor. You got your vacuum line to connect up your vacuum advanced distributor, air filter gasket. You get an extra base gasket there. You got your brace just for your unit. You got your basically it's your coolant temp sensor, but if you watch our Holley 1100 install video, you'll see exactly where to install that. We install a brass jam nut on that to read temperature coming off the cylinder heads. Other than that, that is pretty much it. That's a pretty simple kit. We think it's pretty well thought out. And now let's show you how our linkage all goes together, get it all adjusted so you are set to run. So let's say you have this manifold, you're all mounted into the car. You've got all your intake boots done, everything like that. I'm assuming you guys can take care of that. That's pretty straightforward stuff. You've already got your adapter plate mounted to your manifold as you get it from us, so make sure you just get the gasket on there. You take your Sniper. Linkage goes toward the back of the car. Remember, back is back. Go ahead and use all your nylock nuts. You got 3 washers here. You've also got 1 internal lock washer. That one is going to go on this post right here. So now when this linkage goes on, set it up just like this. And what that lock washer is going to do, that internal washer, is going to give the traction between the supplied bracket and the base of the throttle body. And this is where our adjustment is. This is one of our adjustments, is where this goes in this manner. So leave that one a little bit loose. We're going to tighten down the other 3 bolts, and then we're going to check it out. Be right back once we get that tightened, and I'm going to show you how the rest of the linkage goes together. You're going to like how simple this is, because we pre-assemble all your other linkage for you before you get it, to take out any questions. So let's get this bolted down, and then I'm going to show you how to hook up this last piece of linkage and show you how to adjust it to the proper spec. The 3 bolts all tightened. This one is still left a little loose. With a 5/16 and a 3/8 wrench, you're going to take this nut, bolt, and washer off. Now the washer is going to go on top your bolt, so it's going to act like a small spacer between that hind joint and the arm. So gives it a little bit of articulation, a little bit of clearance. And it's just as simple as, you know, tighten it down. Everyone can do a nut and bolt, right? So snug that down. Now, where do you adjust this to set it? Basically, you want to give yourself just enough clearance to this large vacuum port right there. As you come around the side, you take a look at it, make sure you have a little bit of clearance right there. Hold that arm in place. Give that guy a tighten. So you get that guy close. You don't want that to be bump stopped against it. You might have a binding issue, so pull it back just a little bit off of it with the throttle fully shut like that. Once you get her snug down, and you want to get to about 16, 18 foot-pounds on this thing, but honestly, it's just get her snug so she's not going to go nowhere. You got clearance right there, and then you check it to make sure. You go full throttle. Check that you have clearance between these 2 here. Make sure you're not binding between this rod and this rod. Should all work just fine. We spent a lot of time making sure that's right. You got full throttle right there. Everything works good. When you set your throttle cable, make sure that when your pedal is pulling, that your pedal itself is mechanically stopped when this is fully pulled, so that you don't pull and pull this arm sideways and around, anything like that. But as you can see, that works all nice. Everything is stainless steel, aluminum. We got little turnbuckles everywhere. All of the mounts are fiber cushioned, so it all works really well. Easy to hook up. If you do the Holley fuel system, your fuel inlet's going to go here, your fuel outlet will go here. If you use our fuel system that we've developed with the single line back to the back of the car, you're going to have a cap for right here, and then your fuel inlet is going to come in right here. Other than that, pretty easy. We just grab the air filter in the gasket, throw that guy on there, put that filter on there, get the nut started, thread it down, tighten her down, and basically at that point, make your connections. Wideband plugs in here. Your coolant temp sensor plugs into this guy. Run that down into the cylinder tin, just like we show you in the Sniper 1100 videos. This larger plug, that is the accessories for like fan and everything like that. You're not going to run that. You're not going to operate an oil cooler fan off of that. You're not getting a proper reference for that to be a thing. So this plug just pretty much gets abandoned. You just tuck it in the engine bay. Ours has been like that for 4 years with our shop truck. Doesn't matter, let her rip. This guy right here, that's your main plug that has your battery power, your battery ground, tack signal in, key on power, and your fuel pump outlet. So 5 wires to wire up. Everything else is included. The relay is already wired into the harness like we said earlier. So everything goes really well. Your vacuum advance for your SVDA goes here. We've modified the unit so that this port works properly. There's no vacuum signal at idle. As soon as you crack throttle, you get vacuum signal, just like it should, just like it works on a Solex, just the way Volkswagen designed the ignition systems to work on this. Your throttle adjustment screw is right here, but don't mess with it. We've already preset it. We actually Loctite that in place. We don't want you to move it. Let the idle air control valve that's located on the backside, let that take care of everything. Let that handle what needs to be handled, and it's all done. You don't have to adjust your idle speed. You don't have to do anything. Get your throttle cable hooked up there. Depending on what year and make and model you've got, you may need to get a new throttle cable, clip it, and put it into the supplied bracket right there. But as you can see, you've got about the same amount of throttle pull on it as a stock carburetor does. You got it's just a hair over an inch of pull. So your stock pedal, everything works fine. And that's how easy we've made it for you. We've got the ECU flashed with a 13.5 at idle tune to begin with. We also include a 12.5 to 1 at idle and a 14.5 at 1 to idle. So pick the one that your car idles at best when it's fully warmed up. Change between the three. It takes about 20 seconds each one. We've got a video on our channel that shows how to change between the tunes. Fully warmed up, let it run, let it adjust to that idle, and then try each one and pick the one that idles best and start driving it. Drive it, tune it, let it run, and that is all it takes to get this thing installed, and we've got everything you need to install it. It's a lot of it's really close tolerances. It took us a bit to get linkage that worked really well, but we're really happy with it, and we can't wait for you guys to get these installed on your cars. If you get the boosted version, you can put a hat on top, run that, or you can, if you get the aspirated version, this is a fun part of this one, is you can actually run up to 7 pounds of boost on the aspirated version. Our fuel system, this runs at 58 PSI. So if you run 7 pounds of boost, the pressure at the tip is going to be 51 PSI. That's still pretty good to atomize. Most systems run about 43.5 PSI. So you still got plenty. We haven't tested how much horsepower boosted can our fuel system supply. We are working on putting together a boosted, boost referencing fuel system, trying to find a good, reliable, affordable option there for you. Haven't had time to do that yet. We're a pretty small shop and we're pretty busy, but we did manage to get this thing done for you. There was enough demand for it. The kit is pretty dang complete. The fuel system, we're going to do a little tour of our new fuel system in one of our upcoming videos so you can see what that looks like. But we get it all in, and there you go. You've got full manifold heat to the base. You got a full self-learning EFI system that doesn't require any laptop whatsoever. You got nice, reliable mechanical linkage, all stainless steel, aluminum construction. Even our little bolts we put, everything's stainless steel that we add to it. We just want this to be the best quality we can. And we think we've got it. We've got the easiest to install, great quality. Hope you guys like it. Hope this answers any questions on what it takes to install this into your car. We've simplified it just as much as possible. And you guys have a great day.